What's up, y'all? It's your man, Ray in the building. Double R. And I want to do a quick fight review. Just got home from my partner Lula's house. Shout out Sean Chaney in the building. We had a fight party over at his spot. We watched the Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight tonight. It was a pretty good fight card. I thought that the fights, the prelim fights, were more entertaining than the main event. But we're not going to talk about the prelim fights. We're going to talk about the main event. And in the main event fight, we have Gervonta Davis, the knockout artist, the electrifying mini Tyson versus Lamont Roach. Now, if you don't know anything about the history between these two fighters, Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis grew up together, and they boxed each other a lot. So it stands to explain why Lamont Roach was so comfortable in that fight against Gervonta Davis. That said, Gervonta Davis was exposed in this fight, I think. It was a boring fight in the first half of the fight, and the fight eventually picked up steam. In the 5th and 6th rounds, they started to exchange, and I thought that Lamont Roach won the second half of that fight. Now, we have to talk about Gervonta taking the knee when he did, and him taking that knee, he should have been scored a knockdown. That in itself was the difference in the fight in terms of how they scored the fight. I thought that Gervonta Davis should have been scored. That should have been scored a 10-8 round. And not only that, I'm not sure, I forget whoever was doing the unofficial scorecard actually had Tank winning the fight that he took, winning the round that he took the knee in. That's some bullshit. You took a fucking knee. That was after a punch that connected. He said the braids got in there, the grease from his braids got his eye, and he took the knee. Fuck out of here. This is boxing. That was a loss for Tank. Tank was exposed. It was a draw. They did that to save face. That's my opinion on this shit. I'm sure that a lot of you who watched that fight, if you was really like looking at the fight and scoring the fight, who hit the cleaner punches, who seemed to have a game plan. I don't think that Tank had a game plan. He came in there on athleticism and talent, and he didn't use any of his boxing skill. I didn't see any game plan from him, no adjustments being made or any of that. He thought that he was going to go in there and punk Lamont Roach, and that didn't happen. This guy knows you. He grew up with you. He know what you're going to do. He wasn't scared of you. He ate your best punches. Is Tank's power gone? Is it a matter of styles that make fights? I don't know. But to me, I'm looking at him fighting Shakur Stevens a little bit different. I once was saying that Shakur Stevens would lose to a Tank and be knocked out, but I don't know, does Tank even still have that same power? Because it looked like he's slipping a little bit. But that's just my thoughts on this. In my opinion, I had Tank losing the fight by 2 rounds, and I do count the round that he took the knee in as a 10-8 round. That's a knockdown. However you want to score. But anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all have a good one. Good night. I'm finna watch me a movie, go to bed, and enjoy the rest of my weekend. Y'all do the same. Peace and blessings. Out.